Can I beat Altered Beast while applying lotion? The dumbest gaming challenges.
Dude, somebody has to do that. I'm not.
Can I beat Dig Dug while changing my pants?
Can I beat Super Mario Sunshine in the summer?
In the sunshine?
Outdoors?
In the pool? I did. I have played that game outdoors, but not on Switch. This is like years ago. Me and my buddy David, we were teenagers, and we decided it was a fun idea to go camping in his backyard. So we set up a tent in his backyard and then ran an extension cord from the house out there, then plugged in a little TV and a GameCube, and I was playing Mario Sunshine in his backyard in a tent. And then it just started fucking pouring down rain. So we had to like take all that shit inside as soon as as quick as we could. Luckily, nothing was ruined, but we were like, "Oh, this is the best idea we've ever had." And then it's just like, it starts pouring down rain. They were like, "Oh shit, gotta get everything inside." They were like, "This is the worst idea we've ever had."
Oh man, poor Mario.
I got a little wet, like the characters in Sunshine.
Well, speaking of the worst ideas we've ever had, this matchup might be one of the
worse than last episode. We'll let the viewer decide.
Viewer, listen, empathize a little bit. This is a matchup that had to happen.
Yeah, every matchup we do has to happen, just so we're clear. We can't just eliminate something from the list. They have to happen.
Echo and Echo 2 was predetermined. It was written.
Yes.
On a Google Doc. It was written.
We decided to rank games from the damn. I have it today. The damn Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection, and they're on here. All these games are on here, so we don't get to choose which games we're picking. There he is. Oh, he's cute. Oh, look at him. Very cute. I have a hilarious story today that I have to tell, but I'll tell it when we get around to the games we're talking about today. Oh, he lights up! I love him. He's my boy.
Sonic.
Teddy, what is the show and who are we and what are we doing?
Hey, I'm Teddy. This is Alex of Turbo Zone with me. We are doing a Turbo Throwdown of, as Alex alluded to, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. But why did we do it? What's the point? Well, we're here to determine what are the best of the best. Which are the best games in the Ultimate Genesis Collection? Why is it so ultimate? And in fact, what makes, that collection worth having? And we've pit up all the games on the collection in intense matchups of 2 versus 2. We are most of the way through the first season, the first round of all the matchups. After that, we're going to still figure out how we're going to match them up after that. We have some ideas, but maybe viewers, if you have ideas, you can run them by us. We'll consider them. And today's matchup is a beastly matchup, one of the monsters. It's Altered Beast versus Congo Bongo.
I had a tense reaction last episode to that information.
It was both ends of the spectrum. It was very exciting and I don't have a word for it, but it's devastating, exciting and devastating to find that out.
But I've come to terms with it, and I'm ready for the episode today.
Good.
Before we get into the episode, though, I have to talk about the comments on the last episode, which was Echo the Dolphin versus Echo Tides of Time. Very good episode.
Terrific. If you missed it, what are you doing? Go swim with the dolphins.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing right now? Besides listening to us.
Yeah, what are you doing? Let us know in the comments. What are you doing right now?
Hey, what are you doing right now?
Last episode ended in Throwdown because Teddy voted for Echo 1 and I voted for Echo 2. I originally wanted to vote for the U's, just so we're all clear, but I had to vote for Echo 2. So we're going to Throwdown and we're going to the comments and we're going to see where the comments land. Who's getting the win for that episode?
Where did they land in the ocean?
I commented and I said vote for the ooze. So that's a comment.
I'm gonna
Brian of
reply to you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Live.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Vote.
Okay.
For the booze.
Ooh. That's what I needed after that last episode.
And I'm gonna thumbs up and heart my own comment and downvote yours because it was not in
don't downvote
the rules.
No, don't downvote me. Don't downvote me.
For every up,
well,
it must come down.
I gave myself a thumbs up, so that's fine.
Okay.
All right. First up, we got Brian of I Got Kings. He says, "Thank you for dredging up memories of Echo the Dolphin, guys."
Thank you for having them, Brian. Thank you for having memories with that game.
It was a game my friend had, and I always wanted to finish. Well, he did. I'm glad I did, but wow, is it rough, especially the final level. That clip of me playing it perfectly exemplifies the Echo the Dolphin experience. As for Echo the Dolphin versus Echo Tides of Time, I never play Echo Tides of Time, but my vote goes to it because it cannot be as frustrating as Echo the Dolphin was for me, right? I never played the ooze. Sorry, Alex. I also follow the rules, and the ooze is not in the title of the video. What a lamer. Didn't vote for the ooze. Thanks, Teddy, for congratulating me for beating Echo. It is nice to have someone congratulate you for beating a very tough game.
Thumbs up and a heart.
So he voted.
Thank you for a real vote.
So he voted for Echo 2, even though he's never played it. Congrats.
Makes sense.
Mr. Tylord Stevenson says, "Gonna have to vote for the ooze on this one." Good vote. Good vote. I like that one.
Good vote doesn't count.
He also gave a laughing face at Brian's clip. There's a timestamp there for Brian's clip.
Thank you for timestamping Brian's clip. It's iconic.
Centipede 167. Is that like the arcade character, Centipede? He commented. He said, Echo 2 is more polished, but the setting is way, way out there. You'll find yourself 55 million years into the future, full of psychokinetic flying dolphins and floating water. Funny thing is, scientists think we only have 1 million years left on this planet before the sun gets too close and life has to retreat back into the sea. By the way, have some passwords that there's no T, so it's that I posted on the forum long ago. Didn't vote.
If he did, it looks like it would have been for Echo 2.
But we can't go off what ifs.
No, I agree. If he did, I'm just saying hypothetically, it looks like a vote, but it's not a vote. But hey, I think psychotic flying dolphins sounds way better than psychokinetic flying dolphins.
That's the name of my new band. Psychotic flying dolphins. I'm gonna skip Spencer for right now and go to Bio, and I'll go to Spencer last. Bio says, "I vote for Whitey the Dolphin from Sonic Wings. He's a dolphin that rides a jet fighter. He's one tough dolphin or something, right? Didn't I talk about that?
It's one tough baby.
Didn't I talk about something like that? Or am I thinking of a different game? But yeah, but there was a dolphin in that game, right? I don't remember.
Sonic Wings?
I think it might be the game. Maybe not Sonic Wings. What the hell was the game I did? I don't remember. It's a Neo Geo game. Spencer of RPG Archive says, "So, boys, ... figured you would be aware of this from BM." Again, I think his bowel movements. But Discord has level limitations which will eliminate certain frequencies. That's why you guys never hear my sick drum beats. I think he's talking about when we try and do our dolphin noises at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's why we don't hear Spencer's dolphin noises either.
Or his sick drum beats while he's on the toilet, apparently.
Yeah, his bowel movements. Yeah.
And Spencer's vote goes for the Ooze. So officially, the Ooze has won. Congratulations, the Ooze.
It's won nothing.
The
like
Ooze has
name
won.
On a ballot that didn't have the name.
I voted for the Ooze, and then 2 other people backed me up by also voting for the Ooze.
Yeah, but it's not the video. It wasn't the Ooze versus. Sorry, it's not on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Therefore, it cannot be a video from. It cannot be a video game that is featured in this season of Turbo Throwdown at this time.
Are you telling me that Brian single-handedly controlled the outcome of this episode?
Yeah, he's the one that voted based on the ballot. Echo 2. So Brian, and he's the only one that played Echo the Dolphin fully. So,
well, we all know in our hearts that the Ooze won.
Yep.
So whatever fake news Echo 2 is bringing, I won't hear it, but we'll have to let it pass.
Okay.
We all know who really won. So
there we go.
But Echo 2 moves on.
It's what's in your heart that counts.
It's what's in your heart. Echo 2 moves on. Before we get in today's throwdown, Teddy, I have to reveal to you my choice for next episode.
That's right. This was Alex's choice. We've been going tit for tat. I had the last one. That's why I picked today. Altered Beast, Congo Bongo. I think there's like 7 more options, not 8 more options.
Yeah, so. And you know, today's episode and last episode are a bit under. I just noticed. Oh, never mind. That's something else. But yeah, last episode and today's episode are a bit underwhelming with the choice of games. So I thought I would bring a little bit of excitement back for the next episode. Make sure we're all ready and raring to go. The next episode is going to be the final part of a 3-part trilogy. That's right. We're doing Golden Axe 3 versus Streets of Rage 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap that up.
Let's go.
So get ready to see who comes out on top. Now, previously, I do want to remind the audience that Streets of Rage has won the previous 2 rounds, as with Streets of Rage 1 and Streets of Rage 2. So, will Golden Axe pull through?
I'm almost willing to give that first round another shot just to see if Golden Axe can come out on top.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Set in stone, Teddy.
That's what it is. I still stand by my vote, but I don't know. It was an even Steven split.
Golden Axe 3 could make it. We'll see.
It's true. It might. You can be the determinant of that, viewers. Stay tuned for the next Turbo.
So that's next. Yeah. That's next episode, but we're not talking about today, Teddy. What are we talking about today?
Today is the arcade version of Altered Beast versus Congo Bongo. So it came down to the wire between final matchups. This one maybe makes the most sense for both respective games, I guess.
Now, we are on this collection. There are 2 versions of Altered Beast. There is the Genesis version and the arcade version. And to keep things simple, we eliminated the Genesis version just because we didn't want to do the same game twice. They're not that different.
But we didn't end up... Oh, yeah, so that was the thing. We didn't want to pair the Genesis version with the arcade version. Like, that doesn't... You don't really gain anything from that. So we figured a more interesting matchup would be Altered Beast versus Congo Bongo. And we could just talk generally about Altered Beast as a game. It doesn't have to be like arcade or... We can note the distinctions, but we're talking about the game Altered Beast.
Yes. Like I said, the 2 versions aren't that different, so they're tit for tat. So we can. That's why we didn't want to match them up, because what the hell are we gonna say? Those 2 versions of the same damn game. All right, Teddy, who's going first today?
When did your game come out?
1983.
All right, your game came out first. Why don't you go first? Tell us about what it's like in the
grab your bongos. We're going to go into the Congos. I should have grabbed my DK bongos. They're on top of my marble cabinet over there. I have them. Before I get into Congo Bongo, I want to talk about a journey I went on. A little journey I went on last night to get to this point in my life. I've never put in so much work to play the stupid fucking game in my life. I haven't had my PlayStation 3 plugged up since I moved, which has been like a year now, a little over a year now. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I don't have Congo Bongo on anything else because usually I can just play the Genesis game somewhere else. And I was like, I need to get out my PS3. So I got out my PS3, I plugged it in, I popped in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, and the disc drive went and nothing. It didn't come up on the PlayStation screen. I was like, that's weird. So I took the game out, tried it again. Nothing. I was like, huh, okay. I took it out, popped it back in the case, and I was like, maybe the game just fucked up. I was like, let me try something else. And near me, I had my PS1 game, so I grabbed Mobile Light Force. Turbo Zone fans should remember that game. And I popped it into the PlayStation 3, and it came up. PS1 game disc came up. I was like, oh, cool. So that's fine. I took it out, and I was like, still weird. I was like, maybe it's PS3 games or something. So I go to my shelf and I grab Demon Souls off the shelf, which was like perfect shape. I popped that in. Nothing. Turns out my PS3 Blu-ray player no longer works. So I could not partake in Congo Bongo on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do? I remembered a while back, Spencer sent me a Raspberry Pi. So I was like, okay, I'll see if it's on there. I had to get out my Raspberry Pi. I plugged it in, and I have this shitty ass. It's somewhere. I threw it away. It's like across the room. I have this shitty ass Super Nintendo USB controller that I plugged into it. I was like, I'll just use this, and because I didn't feel like setting stuff up. And I went to play it, and that controller was hot garbage. So then I had to go find my wireless Genesis controller, hook it up to the damn Raspberry Pi, just to play fucking Congo Bongo. And this is like an hour of me trying to get to this point in my life. And by the time I got there, this is what I experienced. I just wanted to share that
Congo
story.
Bongo. I appreciate it.
All for fucking Congo, goddamn Bongo. Congo Bongo is a game released in Japan in 1983 on February 14th, and it was March everywhere else in 1983. Also known as Tip Top. It's a platform game released to arcades by Tip Top. It's a platform game released to arcades by SEGA in 1983. And it was coded in part by who is this? Some Ikegami Tishin something. Some other Japanese company also helped them make the game, but it was SEGA and a different partner. It is an isometric perspective platformer. Similar to games like Zaxxon, and Zaxxon, which we talked about before, that is a shooter. This is a platformer similar to Donkey Kong, which, reminder, came out in 1981. So, Congo Bongo sees you play as an explorer in the Congo, I guess. I don't really know what the story is for this game. But the objective of each stage is to progress through the obstacles ahead of you and find your way to the big old monkey at the top of the screen, similar to Donkey Kong. There's 4 stages, and I'll talk about those in a second, but every time you beat the 4 stages, it loops, just like a classic arcade game would from that time. It's all about high scores. This game was ported to everything in the world. At the time, it was of course, it was an arcade game. It was on the Apple II. It was on the Atari 8-bit computer, Atari 2600, which I have that version, the 5200, ColecoVision, Commodore 64, the IBM PC, the Intellivision, the MSX, the SG-1000, the T99, and the VIC-20. So at that time, Congo Bongo was everywhere, and I don't know who wanted to play it. The first stage, the hunter must avoid coconuts thrown by Bongo. The monkey's name is Bongo. That's canon. That's in the canon. And he has to climb it. Yes, canon. We have to climb the series. He has to climb a series of cliffs to reach the ape, while at the same time shaking off 3 monkeys that try to throw the hunter off the mountain. This is the most Donkey Kong inspired level by far, with the idea of him throwing coconuts down the mountain, and you try to avoid them. Second stage, the hunter must cross a swap platform. A swap platform? That's not a thing. By riding on the backs of diving and swimming hippopotamuses and avoiding both poisonous snakes and scorpions. This one felt a little more like Frogger-ish to me. Has like a little bit of a Frogger feel to it. Third stage requires the hunter to cross a plain and crouch into holes to evade the hordes of charging rhinoceroses while climbing up a large flight of stairs to release the next area. The fourth stage and final stage, the hunter must cross a second swamp on lily pads, fish, and hippos to reach a gate of charging rhinos that are blocking the entrance to Bongo in a hot tub. I didn't get to see that, so Bongo apparently got to a hot tub. And then the game loops. Very classic style, 80s style arcade game with an interesting isometric view. And I'm looking at stuff like that, and apparently when it came out, it was the 5th most successful table arcade game unit of the month in the United States, I guess. Congratulations. Computer and Video Game Magazine gave the arcade game a generally favorable review, calling it a concept of Donkey Kong in 3 dimensions and a fascinating idea, while also noting that the final level has similarities to Frogger. We talked about him last episode. The home conversions received mixed reception, and it's been ported to a few different collections like this one. So, Congo Bongo is a classic Sega arcade game, and we're here today to throw it down.
In the mud. In the swamp.
In the swamp. On a swamp platform, whatever that is.
Yeah. It is indeed an isometric Donkey Kong inspiree.
It's a fact.
You look like the dude from Rare with the hat and the mustache.
Oh, Saberman.
Honestly, that's probably a better matchup for this.
Congo Bongo versus Saberman. Well, it's like of that era, and it was ported to all of those old computers.
Everyone.
I think except for the ZX Spectrum, which is what that game was on.
In '83, what other Sega games existed?
I think Zaxxon, and from what I can remember right now, Zaxxon and Carnival. But there are probably some other ones too.
So you didn't really have like the M2 lineup by then?
No.
I think Yu Suzuki's first was like Space Harrier, right?
I believe so. Maybe.
And that was like maybe 83.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. Yeah. So this is still pretty early in Sega had, because Sega's also an old ass company like Nintendo, and they got into like the amusement games with like some of the like shooting galleries and stuff like that. But this was very early into like their video game career.
Mm-hmm.
So
important context for later.
Yeah. But that's all I have to say about Congo Bongo, because it is a very simple game. And there's not much I can't like explain the story and talk up to you about dolphin timelines this time. I'm sorry.
There's an echo for that, or two. We can talk to you about another Sega classic, though. Altered Beast.
Rise from your grave.
Hooray! Those of you who are familiar with the Genesis know this game. It was a pack-in title with the console, but before then it was an arcade game released in 1988 in Japan and the United States. And I'll talk to you a little bit about development and kind of reception and what the game is. So it is considered a beat-em-up game, 2D side-scroller, kind of an auto-scroller, developed and published by Sega, first for the arcades, and then home console port did come out for the Mega Drive with its launch in 1988. It was developed by Makoto Uchida. It was his first project as lead developer. He used the System 16 arcade system board. And it's also been ported to the Master System and several computer systems. Looking at the platforms, you got probably just as many. So you have Arcade, MS-DOS, Amstrad CPC, MSX, Nintendo Entertainment System, Atari ST, Amiga, Master System, Sega Genesis, PC Engine, Super CD-ROM System, Commodore 64, and the Game Boy Advance. Synchronized worldwide release. I believe this game had a better reception in the West than it did in Japan. It was at a time where Sega was trying to find like its fan base, and I think they found success with the Mega Drive. I remember the Mega Drive was outselling the Super Nintendo at certain points, specifically when it came to like Sonic later on, but this game starts that trend. So the inspiration for the game came from the movie The Howling and a music video by Michael Jackson for Thriller, as well as other movies. And then there's a Greek setting for the powerful characters. You know, it's a bunch of kind of like mythological representations, interesting looking creatures, kind of like the pillars in that first level come to mind, that like Zeus looking guy who's like, rise from your grave. So some interesting aesthetic decisions. One of his goals was to create flashy visuals, surprising players. And they used the System 16 arcade board to develop the sprites. Yada yada. There are Easter eggs in Altered Beast, including references to Alex Kidd and Shinobi. And I think I see those monsters in like other, like Golden Axe or something. So like there's later references to Altered Beast. So there's like interesting intertextuality. There were planned features for the game Uchida did not have the opportunity to implement, namely a pressure-sensitive button. Okay. Discussions took place. Doesn't matter. The game released in June 1988. The arcade version proved to be more popular overseas than it did in Japan. As a result of the popularity, it was selected to be ported and made the pack-in game for the Genesis and Mega Drive. Uchida was not involved directly with the Genesis port, though he did give some advice. Okay. The Genesis version is included in multiple compilations from Sega Smash Pack to Sega Genesis Collection, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which we're reviewing here today. And then the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection has the arcade version as an unlockable. So the game has been made playable many times. It is, it is kind of a basic Genesis conversion, but when you go and play the arcade version, you can really see like the sprite work and some of the sound capabilities. So it is slightly more impressive playing it on the arcade systems. Very simple game though. It's like 5 stages, and each one takes you through different layers. First one's kind of like outdoor cemetery. Next one's kind of like a cave, and then there's like a brown cave, and then there's like a couple other stages. Whenever I play this game on Genesis, it's limited credits, so I usually end up dying by like stage 3 or 4, and don't make it much further than that. But you know, for its time, it was a cool game. It's a co-op game, you know, so I think like that's a pretty cool feature. And even though it's like not the most impressive Sega game, I think it's well earned the title of being a classic. Like, I'll always think of it as the Genesis pack-in game for what it was. And even though I didn't experience it, like getting the console day one, I could just imagine like how significant that was to people. When you talk to people about their memories with the Mega Drive, they talk about, back playing Altered Beast. So it's kind of cool, the legacy that it's made for itself.
Yes, and Sega doesn't shy away from sort of continuing on that legacy of it being a pack-in game by them packing it into everything. Anytime they do anything Genesis related or anything for their past, you could bet Altered Beast is going to be there in some way, because it's a big part of their legacy.
For sure.
I did want to highlight that I didn't know this, because I was reading the article here, and it says by time. Okay, hold on. It says, 3 years later, they chose Sonic the Hedgehog to be included, which replaced Altered Beast in part over concerns about the latter's theme of zombies and magic that were not popular in the Bible Belt. Oh my god, I did not know that's why they changed it to Sonic over here, is because the people in the Bible Belt, I guess, are upset over the zombies and magic and Altered Beast. Jesus Christ.
That's Spencer's neck of the woods. You gotta be careful of that.
Altered Beast is corrupting the youth.
Stay away from those zombies and all those gay Greek people.
There were a couple of little sequels, by the way. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but the game has had follow-ups. There was a Game Boy Advance sequel, then there was also a PlayStation 2 one, which sure did happen. So
compared to Congo Bongo, which got any sequels?
I got a sequel in my heart, but no. Also, it was the second highest grossing arcade game of the month that was released. So
Beautiful.
that's cool.
There's some reviews here that are worth reading, but I kind of want to save it for the pros and cons.
Okay. We'll save those for the pros and cons then.
Let's go.
But definitely a classic piece of Sega's history.
Classic piece of ass.
Beast ass.
Yeah, a beastly piece. A beast of ass.
Yeah.
An ass.
Yeah.
One of the beasts you can alter into an ass.
An ass. All right, Teddy. Today, we're here to throw these games down and see who comes up on top. This is going to be a close one. I know.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a close competition today. Neck and neck. And so I'm going into the pros for Congo Bongo. Are you ready?
I'm so ready to hear the pros of Congo Bongo.
The monkey's cute.
Yeah. Which monkey? The big one or the little ones?
Yeah, Bongo. You know what? Those are cute too. I'll give those the pass. It's graphically impressive for 1983.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
41 years ago.
Yeah, it looks good. You know, compare it to Donkey Kong, which came out 2 years prior. Like, it looks good. It looks pretty damn good. The last level has Bongo in a hot tub.
Super Mario Sunshine influencer. I see it now.
Okay, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Did any pros, Teddy?
It's got historical value. You can play it on a bunch of different systems.
You sure can play it with your you push a button and stuff happens.
Yeah. The goal is straightforward. Get to the end of the level and then walk past the monkey. It's a very A to B type of game.
Yep.
You go from one point to the other. Cons?
You want to move into cons?
Everything.
God, this game kind of blows.
This may be the worst one on the collection. Holy shit.
Fuck, man. It's like everything we said bad about Zaxxon, but almost worse. It's like trying to play Donkey Kong, but like drunk. An isometric platformer is already a not a easy thing to pull off, and then but it's like precision platforming. And dude, there were moments last night I was playing this damn game, and like, you think going up like the first level, trying to jump up to where he is, you think you'd jump, you would physically push the button to jump. No, if you go up, he'll automatically climb up. If you try to jump, you can bounce off the wall and fall down. You could fall off the damn stage by jumping, and it'll like you'll whoa. And I'm like, I get actively punished for pushing the jump button. I couldn't make it past stage 3 with the rhinos because I couldn't get down in the holes in time to get past the rhinos. They fucking hit me every single time, so I never made it past that stage. The second stage with the fucking snakes is very annoying, and there's a hippo in the middle of the stage, and with the depth perception, I can't tell if I'm going to land on him or not to get to the end of the stage.
I didn't even get to the hippos. I got to the snakes, man. And those things were like out to get you. There was like 6 platforms of snakes. The second you step on one, they're coming at you from all angles. It's the whole thing is designed to be like a experience in frustration, and not like a good kind, like cheap kind. everything's so cheap. Those monkeys on that first stage, they just latch on your back and then they slow you down immensely so you can't jump over the river and a timer's going. And those coconuts, like you get up on one side and then like, okay, it's not coming down. And then it just starts coming down on the right side and then you got to start maneuvering all types of weird. And then you're already dealing with isometric controls. Oh my God. Dude, you know what? I had to do so much to unlock this game on PS3. I think it was like I had to play Streets of Rage as every character and beat the first level. I was like, okay, great. I put in all this work, restarting Streets of Rage, beating the first level as every character 3 times. What do I get? I get Congo Bongo. What are rewards, Sega? Thank you.
I get what they were trying to do with this game, right? Like it does visually look pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like it's colorful, it has nice sprites, like the environments are cool. It looks good. But the combination of precision platforming with the isometric view does not work. This game is you know why Donkey Kong worked? Because it's simple. It's simple and fun. That's why Donkey Kong worked. I feel like my brain's doing a damn math equation. Anytime I make a single jump in this fucking game, trying to traject where I'm gonna go, and sometimes I jump and bounce off of something, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
It's really bad. It's really bad. Zaxxon I knew was bad, but it's like I kept trying it because like I wanted to just try and like see if I could get good at Zaxxon, and I couldn't, and it was fine. This one, I was just like, it's just not good. I have no incentive to try and get good at Congo Bongo. It's like it's really one of the firsts. It's one of the Sega's first. 1980, I think they started making games. So,
yeah,
3-4 years in, I give them a pass, but not like for like including this game necessarily, just for it existing at that time.
Yeah, it's... Jeez, man. Yeah, it was the same thing. I played maybe 3 or 4 rounds last night, and then I got to the 4th time I fucking got bonked off by one of those damn rhinos, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm playing something else. So, I put in more time getting to play Congo Bongo by setting up this shit than I did actually playing Congo Bongo.
Yeah, same. I mean, I spent more time unlocking it than I did playing it.
So yeah. You want to move on to Dr. Beast?
Please get me out of here.
Right, wise from your grave.
Oh, wise from your grave. All right,
wise from your grave.
What are there's some other dialogue things in there, right? Welcome to your doom.
Welcome to your doom. I think, honestly, I mean, sorry, I'm blurting out first, but I think that's my biggest pro for the game is I love this game's personality.
Oh my gosh. It's iconic.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but it's like iconic, it's like even like the music is not my favorite, but just like when I hear like the chimes and stuff, like it's like it really feels like you're going to war or something.
Yeah, every time you get the power ups and like the character has like the fiery background and it's like he changes to like the wolf or the bear or whatever, or the lizard thing. What? I'm just like, hell yeah.
Yeah, the music, the power up music starts playing. Yeah.
And even like some of the dumb boss designs, like I always think of the first boss that like throws multiple versions of his head and stuff. Like it makes no damn sense, but like it's interesting. And it's cool.
And you're a freaking werewolf when you fight him. Like that's cool. Yeah, I think the roots in mythology are cool. It's not like super well developed, but honestly, one thing I liked about the arcade version was just being able to see some of those pictures for the first time. Because when you play the Genesis one, you really can't see anything. Like when you...
Oh yeah, it like plays the cutscene. It's like... And on the Genesis version, it always showed a picture. And I'm like... What is that? What is this supposed to be?
It's a coin indentation. Yeah, you can't tell. But the arcade one fixes that, so that's nice. It's short and sweet, and I think the addition of co-op is nice. Like it is a game you could probably play like with a friend. I could see it being fun.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that you have different transformations throughout the game, I think, is a positive because it keeps things interesting. The first level you turn into a wolf, the second level you turn into a damn dragon-looking thing, and then the third stage you're a bear. It's like, it makes you want to keep going just to see like what am I going to do? What happens? And not much else happens, but still, it makes you want to keep playing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and it's simple. It's simple, like beat 'em up fun. Like you are literally a man whose chest explodes as you get power ups, and you just punch and kick and jump. It's awesome.
I always loved that aspect as a kid. It's like every time you would get, because like you did what, 3 power ups to go full. So like every time you would get one, you like just got big. It's like power up, and you got bigger. And then like before you transform, you're just fucking beefed out. So yeah, the biggest positive for this game is that it's dumb but it's fun, and I think it knows that it's dumb and fun.
Yeah, it is. It knows what it is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, just the fucking, we were talking about this before the recording, but the game over music, you get the game over music and it's like the funkiest fucking game over music ever. It's like and it's like, it doesn't fit the mood of the game at all, but this is awesome.
Dude. And yeah, even the death cry, like before you would get a game over, no, it's awesome.
Yeah,
segueing into the game over music, it just works. It works really well.
Yeah.
I got a couple positive reviews here from some reviewers, so let's just read them. Commodore user called it a clever game, well worth a few tens of anybody's money. Crash called the graphics nifty and suggested that despite the repetitive plot, the gameplay is compelling. Games Machine states while the game is not highly visual, the gameplay makes the game worth a play. And that's talking about the arcade version. And then if we're talking Genesis, let's see. Ace praised the Mega Drive conversion as never having played better on any home system and the best Mega Drive game in 1989 available at the time. I'm ready to transition to the cons. Are you?
Let's go. What you got?
It can be annoying, like when you miss power-ups or some of the auto-scrolling. It feels like the screen is just moving too fast for you to keep up with it.
Yeah, there's some cheap enemy placement through the game, where it seems like they kind of blindside you at points. And some of the bosses can be a little obtuse. I think of like the weird snail one. It's an snail looking thing.
Yeah, the eyeball thing is very strange too. Like when you have to go with the dragon and just like you have to get really close to him and keep spamming the electric thing in order to get him. Because I remember there's one time I didn't know that trick and I would just fire my laser beam at him like hundreds of times and he just was not dying. I was like, what is happening? Also, some of the later transformations don't hold a candle to the early ones. Like I think of that bear, and the bear just like has a sneeze and a fart. Like those are its moves.
Yeah. Yeah. What are its moves? I mean, they're funny, but yeah.
That one pales.
Yeah. But yeah, the game. I think the game at first you start playing Altered Beast and it looks like it's going to offer some sort of like a mythology, like almost like, how like Castlevania offers like the universal horror looking, the Dracula stuff. It seems like that's what this is going to do, but for mythology. And it doesn't really. It just kind of uses mythology as like a bit of a backbone. And then by the end of the game, especially in the arcade version, it's like, which I don't want to say this as a con, but I'm just saying it doesn't really use mythology for anything. Like at the end of the game, they're like, okay, the play's over. Let's have a beer. It's like, what?
Play a second loop for the real same experience.
Yeah. So it kind of feels like they maybe, the box art and everything else kind of promises something that they maybe don't deliver on in terms of the game's theming.
Yeah, for sure. I have a couple of reviews to read here. Computer and video games criticize the game's plot as being unoriginal and the game's graphics is large and clumsily drawn. Your Sinclair stated the game was not recommended to those that are still living.
Jesus. What? Oh my God. Have you played Congo Bongo?
No, I would love to see what they say. Even if you're dead, don't play it. As far as the home ports, Sega Power criticized the game version for jerky gameplay and bad scrolling. And then the PC Engine CD conversion was panned by the Games Machine, which called the port a disappointment and suggested players who want to play the game try the Mega Drive version instead. As far as the Master System version, Sega Pro called it a shame since the Mega Drive version was a great success, and stated there are better. Sega Magazine stated there are better arcade conversions on Master System. And Altered Beast, while having a passable soundtrack, suffers from poor animation and control issues. Mega placed the game at number 10 in their list of the 10 worst Mega Drive games of all time. I would love to know what their other ones are. And there you have it. That's pretty much what I think are the cons of Altered Beast. What other people think are the cons. But I think those are just exaggerations. Some of those. It's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
No. It's... we'll get into it.
I boot up Altered Beast. I never finish it, but I always have a good time having played it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's just one of those games that's like... It's never going to be the best game ever. It's never going to be... It's fun. It's like... I can just appreciate it for being a fun little game.
Yeah. Well, with that, you know what time it is. It's time.
It's time for a Turbo
Throwdown! You always include that clip now, so
I do. I just include it because it's fun. I want to start doing Altered Beast sound effects now too, maybe. After today, we'll see. We'll see based on the winner of Turbo Throwdown. Will it be Sega's 1983 arcade hit Congo Bongo, or the 1988 arcade game / conversion of Altered Beast?
Or the Ooze. I'm just kidding. I'm not voting for the Ooze today. The Ooze is out today.
Not in the running.
Damn it.
That'll be in the slime throwdown.
All right.
I'll go on your count, Alex.
3, 2, 1. Congo. I was kidding. It's Altered Beast.
The same thing. Oh shit! We both voted Congo Bongo.
No, we're full Altered Beast. We've switched votes before. It doesn't count.
Dude, there's no world where Congo Bongo wins.
There's no world. I don't even know if there's any world in this competition. Let me look at what we got on this fucking list. I don't think there's any world in this competition where Congo Bongo wins. I'm trying to look at what we've done so far. I mean, even against Zaxxon, I wouldn't.
But even then?
I wouldn't. No. Congo Bongo was a rough experience, man. That game, I can appreciate it from a visual standpoint of being impressive for 1983, but that's fucking it. If your game's not fun to play, man, you failed. Like, you go back to the drawing board, and that's exactly what Congo Bongo is. It's not fun to play, and on surface level, it seems like it does everything but what that Donkey Kong does, but like more impressive, with the visuals. But in all actuality, all it did was take the formula of Donkey Kong and shit on it. Yeah. It was Altered Beast, on the other hand, right?
Oh yeah. Altered Beast is great. I had fun just playing it. And it's my first time I actually beat the Genesis version in order to unlock the arcade version. I used... What did I do? No, I think I played it on PS4, and then I did some unlockable trick on PS3. But I used a little bit of the rewind feature in order to just see the game through, and I I had never done that before, and I had a good time. It was hard. Like I kept going back to make sure I hit the wolf and got the power up and wasn't getting hit, to save my health, because you get 1 credit, which I should have come up in cons, honestly, for the Genesis version. But no, it was my first time seeing the game through and feeling like empowered while I play it. Powered up.
Power up. Yeah, it's a classic game. It's a game that I've definitely I've played this game since I was a kid, so it's a game that I have a deep nostalgia for, and all those like stupid little voice clips and moments in the game that other people may find to be like cheesy, I just find to be charming, man. I just think this game's super charming.
Dude, anybody who complains about this game because of the sound effects, I don't know. You need to reassess your evaluation criteria.
Yeah, or like the dumb looking characters, the sound effects, the weird bosses, like the stupid cutscenes. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the game's fun to play and everything else around it is just charming to me.
This game will never be a 10, but I will never need it to be a 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 6, and I'm happy it's a 6.
Solid 6.
Like, I don't know why Sega even ever tried to follow this game up, because it's not a game that needs a follow up. It's just Altered Beast, It's like you didn't need a sequel to Altered Beast, There's nothing to expand upon here. It's just Altered Beast.
It's just Altered Beast. That's all it needs to be.
Yeah. So it easily wins. Yeah, fuck Congo Bongo. Get it out of here.
Yep, there you go. Congo Bongo, good riddance. Go back to the Congo from whence you came.
Sorry, Bongo. I hope he drowns in a hot tub.
Well, congrats to the viewers who made it through. It was a good listen, I think. But you'll have an even better beat 'em up throwdown to look forward to for next time.
It's like a finale of a mini trilogy,
Yeah, the culmination.
Yeah. So, will Streets of Rage make the clean sweep, or does Golden Axe have a chance?
Will Golden Axe get the axe? Or does it have a place in the streets?
Even though technically we do have another Golden Axe game in this showdown, in the throwdown, but it's not part of the beat 'em up games. So it's another side game. So Golden Axe still could be on the throwdown without winning this next round. But in terms of the classic Golden Axe trilogy, we'll see.
Time will tell. In the meantime, let us know where you stood. Congo Bongo versus Altered Beast.
Spencer? Have we played it? Spencer's going to defend Congo Bongo. I know it.
Yeah, he's not a Sega guy, so I don't think he's raising the flag for Altered Beast. He's a Shenmue fan, though, from what I heard.
Yeah, he loves Shenmue.
That's his game.
He's a huge Shenmue fan.
Yeah. He's got pictures on the wall.
Yeah. Of Shenmue himself.
The Mr. Shenmue.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We have fun doing these episodes, even if we're doing stupid games like Congo Bongo.
Sometimes it's more fun.
Yeah, because you know why? Because I'm going to do much prep work. So. Thanks for having me, Teddy. I mean, you have me every episode of Turbo Throwdown, but, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to have you. And maybe we'll have some Turbo Throwdown on your channel.
Yeah.
Turbo.
Can we go out on the Altered Beast game over music?
Okay, but let me just do like the death cry. We'll both do our best death cry, and then I'll segue to Altered Beast game over.
Okay.
Okay, best death cry on 3, and the mic's got to pick it up this time. Spencer, we learned.
I can't control that. The mic
just reduce it. I don't know.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
2, 1.
Ah!